Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys QB Dak Prescott sends firm message to front office on taking discount. The Dallas Cowboys should not expect quarterback Dak Prescott to accept any kind of discount as they negotiate his next deal. Prescott is entering the final year of the four-year, $160 million extension he signed with the Cowboys in 2021. If Dallas doesn't reach an extension with him, he'll be a free agent next offseason. The Cowboys are negotiating a few significant contract extensions with Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and defensive star Micah Parsons. Prescott understands the situation but isn't willing to take a discount to make things easier on the Cowboys. He feels like he has an obligation not only to himself but also to other quarterbacks around the league to seek a contract that will likely make him the highest-paid passer in NFL history. "I'm a guy that grew up with two older brothers," Prescott said on Friday, August 2nd. "You understand what a brotherhood means, not only for just this team but the fraternity of the NFL and the players. The money is out there and the money can happen. It can be done. There's ways to make everything work for both ways. That's in that sense it's always about pushing the envelope for the next man." New quarterback contracts around the league have set the bar for what Prescott is looking for in free agency. Less accomplished quarterbacks like Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, and Jordan Love have cashed in with lucrative extensions over the last few months. Love, Lawrence, and Joe Burrow, who signed an extension last offseason, all make $55 million annually. Prescott will be 31 next season and is coming off a Pro Bowl year. Last season, he passed for 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Cowboys legend Troy Aikman knows Prescott gets dinged for his 2-5 playoff record but also believes it's not entirely the quarterback's fault. "When you look at the numbers, and you didn't have the names, you just looked at stats. Again, I don't care about stats, I just want to see wins, but wins included, you would put Dak Prescott's numbers over the last couple of years along with Patrick Mahomes' stats," Aikman said on The Pat McAfee Show on Friday, August 2nd. "It's what has happened in the postseason that has separated those two. That's where the whole organization needs to be better. This isn't just on Dak Prescott. This goes back for the last 25 to 30 years that the Cowboys have just failed to play their best football when the games have mattered most in January." Prescott understands that he's in a position of power in negotiations. If he doesn't land an extension with the Cowboys, another team will be willing to pay him in free agency. Prescott has been open about wanting to play in Dallas but isn't scared of the idea of playing elsewhere. "Having a kid, your perspective changes a little bit in life," said Prescott, who had his first child this year. "A lot of quarterbacks have played for other teams. That's just the business and nature of this game. That's just me not being naive to that," Prescott told Jeff Kolb of Fox 4 on August 1st. "It's not something I look for, or prepare, even plan, for, but if something like that happens, I'll certainly be ready for it." Aikman believes the Cowboys are playing a dangerous game with Prescott and sees a situation where he moves on. "The longer this goes, the more I think he will be playing somewhere else," Aikman said. "If it continues to drag on and he plays great and then the Cowboys come in late to say, 'Hey, now we want to pay you,' I don't know where his head will be at that point." Prescott and the Cowboys open the seasons on September 8th against the Cleveland Browns. Cowboys DB is putting himself on the map, and it's not who you think. Even though Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland are two of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys fans have expressed concern about the position all offseason. Most of the apprehension stemmed from Diggs returning from a torn ACL and a lack of proven depth options behind Diggs, Bland, and the criminally underrated Jordan Lewis. The Cowboys traded away 2021 second-round pick Kelvin Joseph last August, and 2021 third-round pick Nahshon Wright has been virtually non-existent during training camp. 2023 fourth-round selection Eric Scott Jr. hasn't exactly asserted himself in Oxnard either. While Dallas' starting CB trio is as good as any in the league, one injury could be seriously consequential to Mike Zimmer's secondary. Or will it? What if we told you that 2024 fifth-round pick Kalen Carson is quelling fans' concerns with each passing practice? Carson has been one of the Cowboys' standout performers since camp started. He deserves mention alongside Micah Parsons, Darren Bland and Jalen Tolbert. Carson has hauled in 2 interceptions and broken up another handful of passes. The rookie has displayed outstanding timing and IQ at the catch point to deflect passes. He's been particularly impressive getting his hand between a WR's grasp. That is the textbook technique to break up passes. Clips from camp have showed Carson running receivers' routes for them. Even on plays where he looked beat, the Wake Forest product has displayed great closing speed and technique to put himself in a position to make a play on the ball as the throw arrives. Carson's adeptness at the catch point has turned heads, but where he's also impressed is in the physicality department. Receivers love to overwhelm first-year CBs at the break point. Not only has Carson not backed down, but he's matched their physicality without drawing flags. It's early, but the 22-year-old has checked every box thus far. Reporters on the scene have noticed some struggles from Carson in off-zone coverage. However, that is to be expected and it takes nothing away from his excellent camp. With Wright and Scott struggling to assert themselves, Carson has a great chance of ending preseason as CB4 behind Diggs, Bland and Lewis. Seemingly, the entire Cowboys 2024 draft class has exceeded expectations in Oxnard, but Carson has been the best of the bunch. It was only 3 years ago that Dallas struck gold on a fifth-round cornerback in Darren Bland. It appears they may have found another round 5 gem in Carson. Dallas Cowboys suddenly linked to WR with 4.30 40-yard dash time, report. The Dallas Cowboys are expected to make wide receiver CeeDee Lamb one of the highest, if not the highest paid wide receivers in NFL history in the near future. The 33rd team released a mock draft for 2025, and they had the Cowboys taking Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State. Unless the Dallas Cowboys see Jalen Tolbert break out this season, there's a massive need for a quality second playmaker next to CeeDee Lamb. Ohio State's Emeka Egbuka is similar to Lamb as someone who wins all over the field and in different roles so the two can coexist and thrive together. Egbuka's well-roundedness will help him contribute better on day one than most in this class. Uniquely built WR with a lean, compact, yet long-limbed frame and solid density. Explosive long strider who can use urgent yet expansive strides to surge downfield. Brings instant acceleration out of stems, which he can use to easily stack displaced DBs. Has the flexibility to maintain stride lengths while bending and accelerating into space. With high-end change of direction, can freely swivel and stack lateral transitions. Master zone navigator with anticipatory feel for spacing, hip sync, and throttle freedom. Combined burst, flexibility, deception, snap, and IQ yield elite separation potential. Will use controlled leans to dictate DB angles upfield and exploit overaggression. Already has a vast route tree and is often intentional with head fakes and manipulation. Has shown he can make high-difficulty catch-point adjustments with quick reactions. Fairly consistent hands catcher who flashes an understanding of timing and technique. Can use swipes and arm bars to scrape through contact over the middle of the field. Dynamic run-after-catch weapon with explosiveness, speed, and alignment versatility. Has the grating play strength to pry through solo tackles and churn upfield. Competent run blocker whose size, burst, and versatility serves him well. It will be interesting to see how when Dallas tries to upgrade their wide receiving core. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Emeka Egbuka? Leave your opinion in the comments.